My hair is crazy. Just got back from the gym and I was watching this podcast about Trump and how it's affecting the UK and also millionaires that are leaving the UK. It's Diary of a CEO, and it's amazing. It's about an hour-long podcast, and it just explains what's going on with the UK and what's happening to the West in general, and what USA thinks of us, I guess, or what Americans think of us, and how politics is affecting everyone in the West, not just America, but Europe and the UK. But just to go through some points that I found out that I think are really relevant and crazy that you guys might want to know, and it kind of gives me a little bit of hope. I've looked through the comments and one comment really hit me, and it said just ride it out, because obviously with bad times the only way is up, right? And you just said just stick it out, because there's going to be good times that are coming with the UK. And I think we kind of are a little bit doom and gloom, because it's been a while. It's been a good decade of really bad, we've had a back-to-back recession. I think for the first time in 13 years, our GDP has grown, and not in the negative growth. So, I mean, I'll just go through some of the points, and some are bad for the UK, some are really good, but some of them are relevant to if you want to choose to leave the UK or not. So, here's what we'll start off with. 10,800 millionaires left last year, and there's an increase of 160% from the year prior. So 10,800 in 2023, and then 160% of that increased in 2024. So the confidence of building a business in the UK or growing a business in the UK has dropped, and America is seeming, I guess it seems beautiful and amazing. It seems like the place to start a business, right? Because there are 5 times more millionaires per capita of people. So that should explain to you where the money is being made. I mean, there's more organic growth for business. And one important thing that I heard in the podcast was, although we invented AI, like the UK invented AI, right? We're not doing anything, we're not investing as much compared to the US or other countries in the West. So our investment into AI is down 2,000% compared to the US. So other countries are adopting it, and they're creating more organic businesses, whereas we are relying on good old-fashioned service type businesses, where we service the wealthy with financial services, or we service people with restaurants and bars and brick and mortar businesses, for example, like tradesmen, and there's nothing new coming out, so there's no kind of genius being there. Another thing is that all our technical and very, very smart people that are creating jobs, for example, like gaming companies, coding softwares, or website builders, they're now more undervalued and underpaid than anywhere else. This is why America is almost creating UK as a back office, and some of Europe as well, as a back office for their business, because almost like how we used to use other companies to make our clothing, other countries to make our clothing and just general goods, right? Because it costs a lot to pay someone for those laborious tasks. We would just, I know obviously everyone knows you'll have a call center, but I don't know about it today, but back in the day it would be someone in India or someone like in like China or Thailand, and they would be speaking to you because their wages are almost a third or a fifth of the UK's wages. That's what America is doing to us when it comes to tech companies and tech startups. we're so undervalued in the new industries to do with AI and technology and where business is growing elsewhere in the world, where they're adopting it and actually growing their capita. We're almost becoming almost like a slave country in a sense. We're being used by other countries who are in a sense more evolved in those industries. And if that doesn't show you why millionaires are leaving the UK, and if you are in that kind of industry of where you're creating some kind of digital content, or you're a pioneer in your industry in the technical world, then then I don't know what else is going to be clear, because I don't think there's much going on here as compared to the US. On top of that, we've also hurt ourselves twice, because we don't do anything about obviously Brexit. We've in the past as well, we've gone into wars for no reason. For example, Iraq, so that was a self-inflicted wound we didn't have to get involved in, and then also Brexit as well. And why would we choose to increase the prices of everything and also reduce the productivity of how we're doing? That's why normal blue-collar guys like me, let's say tradesmen, or just general normal working class people, we're feeling it the most, because there's no, I don't know another word for organic, but there's no creativity in the UK compared to other countries. They're utilizing and leveraging the new digital and technological world. We're almost behind. We're not almost, we're very, very, very behind. So on top of that, we've got things like knife crime, which is up 81% in the last decade. So people can't even, the fear of working or going out or doing something, moving to this country is also there. So people are less likely to actually move here and grow something here. Like imagine if you just started a restaurant in the high street and you just found out there was some serious crime that happened on that high street, and then no one's really come into that area. I mean, just the other day, a 14-year-old boy in Birmingham got stabbed to death on his way, I think, on his way back from school. I know it's kids, but still, that's ridiculous. What is going on with? I know it's to do with funding, and obviously people being underpaid, and it comes down to services as well. People just don't want to get into these government roles because it's not like how it used to be. I know firemen are now always on strike, and the benefits are not there where they used to be. Even our railway services are ridiculously either delayed, or the people who run the railway services, like our daily workers, the pensions are not as good, the benefits are not as good, and obviously the pay is not as good, or annual leave, or life flexibility. So there's lots of things which are affecting the UK that amount up to the reasons for millionaires leaving the UK and starting their companies. I'm not talking smaller companies, I'm talking large companies that create jobs for the rest of us. And places like America are seeming like havens almost. So it gives us a reason to actually leave, but in a sense, we could also make it. We could just hold on, because London is still considered the second best city in the world. Don't forget that. It's still the second best city in the world. And this might just because it's the financial centre of the world, well, one of them. But most of the wealth in the UK is like a butler economy, is what I heard in the podcast. It's where we service the wealthy, and the wealthy might not necessarily be English. They could be completely foreign people, and the money that we look after is foreign. But then we obviously generate our own income from that. So it is possible for UK to make it, and it would only really happen if we were to lower the tax on businesses, okay, and let the businesses grow in the UK, and and also start valuing the people who are working in those industries at a lot higher rate, so the pay grades would go up. So people would come to the UK and move to the UK, just like how people are leaving for Dubai to start their online business and set up as a limited company and get and earn more money and be taxed less. So it is possible, but there's a few things that we have to tick before we get anywhere close to that. So those are the main reasons why millionaires are leaving the UK. But I don't think we could call ourselves a failed state. That's one thing I know. I said it in the last video. I don't think it's a failed state. I think we're just at a point of like we feel very, very hopeless, and we're not sure what's going to happen next, because obviously Trump, the inauguration just happened, so he's been elected, and our news channels and our interviewers like to get involved with American politics and say, oh, he should be doing this and he should be doing that, but really it's not going to affect anything. And to be fair, they also like to say things about us, but when it comes to the UK, we do like to point fingers at everyone else for our own problems. And the only way I could see millionaires coming back to the UK and making these huge companies, I'm talking 50 million plus, like tech companies or AI creation companies or marketing companies, that would provide so many businesses, so many jobs, and it would increase our capital massively, and then people would also invest in the UK, and then people would move and migrate to the UK like people have done to those other countries like Dubai, or where there are tax havens in a sense. But obviously there are less ecosystems in the UK, as in like business ecosystems. We're very, very linear in a sense of how we make money, and we haven't really evolved for a long time. So it's up to you. If you want to wait around, or if you are someone with money, a lot of money, then I guess it is looking like this place is a harder place to grow from that kind of standpoint. But for the general guy, I mean, it looks even worse because we don't know the inside of what's truly happening in the machine. Once you have that kind of money, then you would be able to see what's really happening to you and how you would be getting penalized for just trying to grow. So that is what I gathered from the video, and it makes a very, very valid point for what's really going on in the economy and the UK economy specifically, and how the West is affecting the West, like US is affecting us and the UK is affecting Europe, and the reason why all of our quality money makers, the people who actually are the geniuses of the economy and generate the most amount of income, they're just leaving this place. They don't want to actually be part of this place anymore because they're almost getting persecuted for it and they're not valued. We could lower tax for businesses, and that might make millionaires come back, because at the end of the day, this is a great place to live, all things considered, but even looking at US, it does look more and more appealing the more I research about it. But why are we not able to invest in AI? This is what I'm looking at. Like, if we invented AI, why are we not able to invest more in AI and not just put it on our fucking cameras on the motorway so we can create a new kind of revenue where we're catching people without seatbelts and on their phones and stuff? I know, I get it, yeah, there's more safety on the road, but come on, we all know it's just another way of generating revenue for the government. So, I mean, they've got money for all these AI cameras, but not money to invest in companies or give startups a chance, or fix potholes, for example, or just fix common issues that are in our society. So I think we are going to see more and more millionaires leave the UK, but once we come to maybe a massive change might happen with Trump being in the office, but I can't see it happening overnight. It probably is going to be several years of change, and then once people who are further ahead notice that, then we would start to see the changes because we are further down the chain, or the food chain of money, let's just say. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you guys of what I've actually learned about why the millionaires are leaving the UK, and why is the UK in a state of disrepair. But these are some of the reasons. I hope you guys enjoyed, and kind of, if you have anything else to say, or something that I didn't mention that you think is really relevant, then yeah, so give it a comment, let me know your thoughts, and if I missed anything, obviously hit me up. If you enjoyed the video, obviously give it a thumbs up and like it, and we will come back tomorrow with some more content. I'll see you then. Good night.
Got me feeling like AJ at Wembley. I got a house in the sticks, I'm living stress free. God bless me, guide me, protect me.